So welcome again. And this is episode 2 of Brothers Talk. And it is entitled Brothers Talk Beef,
Okay, nice.
which is, talking about all of your fond memories with regards to steakhouses, whether
Nice.
they are, the best steakhouses or the ones which are all right or these steakhouses. So I decided this time I will throw to you some questions that you can ask, which the three of us will answer.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Okay. Um, since I think all three of us have very fond memories about a certain steakhouse in New York, in Brooklyn. Um, I wanna ask a question as to what your favorite, because we all know that aside from that steakhouse, there were many spin-off steakhouses that the ex-waiters would set up. So maybe I'd like to ask what your favorite spin-off restaurant is, and maybe what your favorite memory from a spin-off restaurant. Whether, and it doesn't even need to be in New York, because of course sometimes some of those spin-offs have even branches abroad. So what's your favorite spin-off restaurant of Peter Luger?
Okay.
And your favorite memory from one of those spin-offs?
Okay.
Mm,
Mike, you wanna start?
okay, among all the spin-offs of our favorite restaurant, I would say, yeah, I've only tried 3. So yeah, the best one for me is Wolfgang's.
Mm-hmm.
So my one of my fondest memories of Wolfgang's, yeah, when Wolfgang's was first launched, and it was getting a lot of rave reviews, so people were flocking there. We went to the 33rd Street and Park Avenue branch, which I
Mm.
believe was a former, possibly a subway station or some old structure which had a low ceiling, but then they converted it into the Wolfgang's restaurant. While we were enjoying the steak, because of the low ceiling, the the, the sound, the collective sound of the people, of the patrons plus us, was like a deafening roar. So the sound bouncing off the low ceiling. So like we were like shouting at each other. Oh, really good, really great steak. It's like really close. I mean, if you were to close your eyes, you can't tell the difference between this and our favorite restaurant. I don't know if you remember that. It was like, yeah. So when they were designing the restaurant, they probably they didn't anticipate that. Yeah, the acoustics of it. It's yeah. So
Right.
I after that I tried to go to other Wolfgang's branches, not that one, because yeah, the noise is not very pleasant. You really end up shouting, especially yeah, especially when the restaurant's full. Boy, yeah,
Yeah. It's a good thing the steak was good.
yeah, but
It's a good thing the food was good.
Yeah. Um, okay. I would have to say I would agree again with Mike that Wolfgang, like among all of the spin-offs, Wolfgang, um, for many reasons, um, because uh, they had a branch in many cities in many countries, and we tried many of them. Like all aside from the ones here in Manila, um, there was one I think in Honolulu, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, it all of a sudden it became convenient because your favorite steak was now available in many parts of the world, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
consistent, like, right, quality, like the aged taste.
Yeah.
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 Even the sides, right? The sides were the same.
So good, very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, on that note, even even Mara, my wife Mara, she, I think her first wolf taste of Wolfgang's was in Honolulu on one of our trips. So even she liked it. For me, I think yeah, definitely my favorite spin-off is, yeah, the same, Wolfgang's also. I think it's a consistency. I mean, we've tried the other ones, right? Like, Benjamin's is a good one, and other like
I went
one
to I went
name
I went to Ben and Jack's.
restaurants.
Yeah, I tried out Ben and Jack's also. That's a
Oh,
that's a third one I was talking about. The third one, Ben and Jack's.
okay.
One branch lang. Yeah, I think it's
Is
the
it
west side.
practically
Manhattan, yeah.
is it practically like the same?
Uh,
Consistent also, like
a
practically
little
the
bit
same.
on a lower level than Benjamin and Wolfgang. But it's good. It's good. In case of the Ben and Jack's people are watching, it's good. It's a good thing, but it's a little bit lower level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, it's kind of like like it's understood that these are the best. These are one of the best. So among the best, this is the least best.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I prefer Wolfgangs also because it's the convenience. I think it's also because like they take card, and I think that when they first launched, that was the biggest pull that they can take credit card.
Yes, the selling point that
Compared
they
to cash.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, gosh.
and I mean until now, I think Peter Luger still doesn't take credit card, no?
No.
Cash only, yeah.
There's
But
supposed to be a Peter Luger card, right? But we never saw one, and we don't know how. We never knew how it worked. Yeah.
But is it like a debit card? Like you have to load it?
Could be, yeah, could be.
So it's still like cash up front, and then you pay a little later date.
Exactly, yeah.
Uncle J Lolicht had it daw.
Peter Luger card.
Ah.
No.
Nice.
So yeah, my maybe one of my fondest memories out of Wolfgang would probably be the fact that we had it in Honolulu, like a Brooklyn type of New York feel, and then it's all of a sudden like everyone's in flip flops, but you can have the same
Yeah.
spinach,
Yeah,
cream
that's
spinach
cool.
and the same sides. So it's very strange. It's a bit like having like Starbucks in Boracay. You know what I mean? It's like it's strange because you usually like dress up for for a steakhouse like Wolfgang's and like a coat or something, but then it's like you're in flip flops and you're having like really awesome steak.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Here I have a little bit of an odd question for you. At what times, okay, is a Japanese teppanyaki or yakiniku or whatever way the Japanese cook their steak, at what times can it be better than the Peter Luger type steak?
Maybe when you're drunk.
So it's never going to be better.
Is it like it's a bit like for you? It's like the gold standard, like the porterhouse.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just
That's
joking.
serving.
Maybe the circumstances have to be like special. Like you're with like the right company, and then it's like you've just like ended a very great day. Like you probably went to Tokyo Disneyland, and you're on a high, and then you went to the teppanyaki. It's all
Yeah.
You're very, very happy. You're on a high. Plus, you're having sake.
Yeah. Right.
But
Like you
no,
have to be in Japan. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, no. You know what makes Peter Luger great? Why? No matter how fatty or how marbled those Japanese teppanyaki places are, and they're really fantastic. The A5, whatever, Kobe, Matsuzaka. Peter Luger has the range, which those beefs don't have. The range from the charred, burnt outside, all the way to spectrum to the pink center. It's got the whole range, and you're chewing it. Yeah.
Even the slight like dirt, right? The dirty flavor, the aging flavor.
Yeah, that's what I feel that those Japanese, as marbled and as delicious they are and fantastic they are, it's not the same kind of experience. Yeah.
And it's not like spoiled. It's not like like moldy or like spoiled meat, right? It's like there's really something like. In fact, yeah, you can even say that it sort of separates that family of steakhouses, the Peter Luger and the waiter spin-offs from any other type of steak, and they're good steaks. You know, I mean, for all intents and purposes, we grew up with, you know, standard New York style, you know, like regular T-bones, but like there's just something that, I mean, and it was you guys who definitely, you know, like I don't remember when my first time when I went to Pierre Luger, but it was you guys who sort of taught me how to sort of like enjoy that Pierre Luger steak, and yeah, parang there's that range that Mike's talking
Right?
about, that I think that,
Yeah.
and sometimes even like when I'm eating with like with Mara, like on some like, you know, steakhouses, sometimes when we're eating it, like, yeah, it's good, it's tender, yeah, it's a lot of butter, but it lacks the dirt. And we both know exactly what we're talking about. Like there's a dry age, and sometimes, you know, even like with the local steakhouses here, like they say dry age 28 day, you know, and it's great, you know, hats off, they're really doing it awesome, it's great. But there's just something like it's not achieving the same dirt. So I don't know if it's like maybe they're sprinkling, you know, the proper kind of bacteria. I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
but it's like it's not the same dirt, you know.
And back in the 90s, before the internet, before all those, you know, before the modern experience of how people eat now, and then they do all their research online. Before the days of the internet, you just based it on like Zagat, right? And then you'd go to P. Luger and you'd see the wall of fame,
Yeah.
all the years that they were top in Zagat, top steakhouse.
Years after
And then
years.
the Johnny
Yeah.
Carson quote with his picture, right?
Yeah.
The greatest meal of my entire life was the P. Luger's. Yeah, Johnny Carson. So that it was like a special experience then, right?
Yeah, actually, I miss those days.
And people were not
Right,
yet.
yeah, I miss those days.
People
When
were
it's sort of
not.
like,
People were not documenting yet. They weren't taking photos
yeah,
and posting it, right? They
yeah.
were just like saying,
And it's like
"Wow."
you also weren't influenced by like wanting to go there because, you know, a certain celebrity, you know, you would sometimes find out after the fact. Like you just, Zagat rated high, and you go there, and then you see like, oh, I guess it's filled with celebrities, and I get, no, then you realize, but it wasn't so much like we have to go here. Why? Because X celebrity said this.
Yeah,
But still, it's at least, you know, the quality didn't diminish, which is a good thing.
No, yeah, really good. I ate there like 2 years ago. Again, it's fantastic.
Still the same.
Still very good.
But definitely, like there are days when I crave either.
Okay. Here's another question which I just thought of. What would you prefer to eat with a Peter Luger or a Wolfgang type steak? Would it be a really well-made rice, like a garlic rice or a fried rice, or German-style potatoes or French fries? Like, what is the best starch siding?
If you have to have starch, right?
Yeah.
Wow, boy. Because I usually don't eat starch with my P. Luger or Wolfgang's or any. So it's just the cream spinach and then the sauce.
Okay.
Is steak rice only here?
Yes, I think so. I don't
Like
think
at Mamu and Wolfgang.
the Wolfgang
Like
here.
it's only steak rice here. But like abroad, there's no steak rice, no?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I know we don't have it with starch. Very rarely. I don't think I've ever had it. But if I were to have it with starch, yeah, I would probably go with rice.
Mhm.
Yeah, garlic rice is fine. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, Frank. Me, I think I would choose the potatoes, and it's either fries, but it's really the German style potatoes, just because that was
Yeah,
traditionally what they were serving with it. Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with Mike that if I had to, maybe I'd have rice. You know, maybe just because it's my heritage, and I just like rice. And then, you know, if you have extra sauce, you know, you pour it on the rice. But I think it's not so much of a like disappointment if there's no rice. You know, like in the States, or it's okay. What I will not have though, I won't really look for like pasta, because I feel like if you fill your tummy with like a lot of noodles and pasta, you're just wasting the chance. You could put steak in there instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's even like having those large onions and large tomatoes as a side. Yeah, like I don't need salad. Like I can actually have that, and that's fine. And I feel like that's even coating, post coating the steak that I'm swallowing inside my tummy. So it's like great. It's enjoying it. Yeah. So, but not pasta. Like even if you can give me like the best, let's say truffle pasta and stuff, for another time. Yeah, for another time. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I stopped eating those what they call it. They call them is it called beefsteak onions and beefsteak tomatoes? The large ones, right?
The large
Yeah.
one.
In the early days we start off with those, right? But then I stopped after a while because the taste of the onions lingers. It's too strong. Then it's like it sort of like affects the later on my enjoyment of the meat.
Yeah.
Because because the onions are so big, right?
Yeah.
So the taste of the onions or the essence of the onions still lingers. Yeah, it's still strong. Yeah.
Speaking of the sauce, very quickly, I brought the three things that have to be at a Luger-esque Wolfgang Benjamin. So the three things I have to have at that make a Luger-esque meal complete, and that's butter,
Oh, nice.
and then a bowl that you will flip over and put the plate on, so the oil goes on the side, so you can have your waiter spoon after you serve you, he'd have a spoon and put the oil on, and then of course, Pure Luger
All
Steakhouse.
right. Cool. Nice.
But whether it's this sauce or any of the other sauces, actually, that's kind of funny because I would agree, as a tangent, I'd agree that this kind of sauce, which is kind of like it's a bit of like a Worcester sauce mixed with, I mean, flavors wise, Worcester sauce mixed with like a bit of shallots and ketchup. So I don't know if this is like level up of the max sauce that everyone makes. But anyway, I find it funny that every spin-off restaurant makes their version of the same sauce, and it's not even like a spicy version or a sweet. It's the same sauce. So it's like they're not even making like a horseradish, like you would have with prime rib.
No,
Like,
no, yeah.
They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It's like, yeah, we make porterhouse and we built the plate also, and we have cream spinach and we have brown sauce, and it's the same sauce, right? Which is which is amazing, which is really amazing.
And not only that, even the dessert,
Yeah. Holy cow.
Holy Cow Sundae, and then
The Holy Cow Sundae.
Yeah, they copied everything. Yeah.
The key lime pie. The key lime pie.
Yeah.
But, which is why I'm wondering, do you think, like on your point, Mike, about it being like, social media and stuff, do you think that part of the branding, that when a spin-off restaurant would set up itself, it's trying to chase that type of meal? Or do you think it's sort of like in a gold standard that no, we've discovered after time and tested, this is the best way to have this kind of steak, so we're not gonna pretend, yes, we're copying it because this is the best way to have steak, no one will have it? I mean, do you think that's the reason why, that it's almost like it's the same formula everywhere? And it's a good formula, but do you think that's the reason why?
Because as proven by the original Pierre Luger and all the consistent years of success, they felt that if they tinkered with the formula, then the people may not come. So they just decided, let's just stick to the same formula. Yeah. I mean, no, and then objectively, I'm sure even the Pierre Luger formula was refined over the years, right? I mean, Pierre Luger is around for like 150 years, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old is it? It says 150 years.
I think so.
1887, it says right there.
Okay.
Okay. So
it's like,
almost
125 years. Over 125 years.
Yeah. Aside from those, the sauce and the potatoes or rice or whatever, what is your second favorite siding?
Definitely the cream spinach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like cream spinach more than any starch that I could put with a steak. The cream spinach is my favorite. Yeah. That'll be my main siding all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And almost always, no? You can order it, and then you almost always order more, right? Whenever it comes, it's like, can you have more? Almost all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. And I'm happy, on that note, I'm happy that, let's say, Wolfgang has so many branches abroad, and like, they've opened here. I'm happy that many of the, if not all of the spin-offs, have nailed a recipe. It may not be, it might vary in some way, but they've nailed a recipe that it's a very pleasant cream spinach that they serve at all the restaurants. I don't think I've ever been to like a spin-off where it's like, it's not the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've never had a bad cream spinach.
They knew what type of butter to use, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They knew how to cook it. Yeah.
Is a sauteed mushroom something that the other restaurants have?
Yeah. They have it too.
Yes, and no, it's also a nice siding. I mean, if you are able to add that, as an additional siding to your meal, it's also nice. Yeah, or like asparagus or broccoli.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I think I agree with you, Mike, that cream spinach is like the second best thing to put.
Yeah. It really goes very well with the flavor of the meat. Plus, that combination of the three: the sauce, the steak, and then the cream spinach. Yeah.
Has it ever happened that a restaurant didn't have cream spinach?
A Peter Luger restaurant or a Peter Luger clone?
I think.
No. They always,
I think I'd be very like, oh.
They always have cream spinach. Yeah. And I've had cream spinach in other not Peter Luger clone steak restaurants. I've had cream spinach in other steak restaurants. It's not the same.
Weird.
Yeah, you've had it, right? It's like a little bit dry and then not very good. Yeah.
No, and I've had some cream spinaches in some steakhouses. It's very whitish, right? You know what I'm talking about?
More cream than spinach.
Exactly. I don't know what happened, but it's milky white spinach.
So not so appetizing, right? Yeah.
You're using cream evap. Are there any other kinds of steakhouses that you guys sort of go to, regardless if it's not, same as, let's say, Japan, Takoyaki stuff also, like that you've had really good steakhouses, where it's served differently,
Oh yeah,
like similarly.
I love just eating in steakhouses, in general. Yeah, any city I go to in the world. Yeah.
Any like
a Peter
any,
Luger,
notable ones?
yeah.
Any notable ones for you?
Yeah, the one in Florence.
Yeah. Buca Mario.
Yeah, grabe.
Buca Mario.
Yeah, Buca Mario.
Yeah.
Which I guess it's like they're
Grabe.
in their own way.
Yeah. And even that, grabe, that's like I think I was told it was like 100, like a friend told me that it was like it's over 100 years, and they didn't change a thing about the recipe except one thing. There's a friend like a friend of mine who's like a chef, and he sort of like spoke to read up on it and looked into like the history, and he said that the one thing that they changed was that they bought an electric fan to blow the oven. And he said that he's like, really? So yeah, because in the old days they were like manually fanning or like using one of those like blowers. So it's the only thing that they changed was that they bought an electric fan. So like in a way it's amazing, like, but just like thinking like 100 years ago or even more, the people who were enjoying that restaurant was getting the same quality steak that you're having today, like that.
Galing.
Yeah. But then I think that the mushrooms there for me, like, that's like, I have to agree. In fact, I think that's Mara's favorite steak ever in the whole world. And I think I think it's also because it's the whole experience of it. But then definitely the large portobello mushrooms.
Yeah, I remember that.
My God.
Okay, so there are so many steakhouses. Like for example, in Manhattan alone, right? So there's like remember Frankie and Johnny's,
Yeah.
and then
Smith and Wolanski, Sparks, Palm. There's PLC, BLT Prime.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, so many. New York has a high concentration of steakhouses. Yeah.
Isn't there like another one where it's like a very old one? Like one of the oldest ones.
Walensky.
Oh, aside from the ones that I named now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I remember it was being recommended to us, where it was like it's like one of the oldest. Excuse me, where it's like one of the oldest ones,
Okay.
and it's like it's very good, but it's like it's not Pierre Luger like style. So yeah, so, I mean, it's like you do you, I'll do me.
Oh, yeah. So Smith and
I
Wollensky
forgot.
works from. Uh, hmm.
Yeah, go on. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. But yeah, I'll look it up. Anyway, sorry, Joe. Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I'm also trying to remember what are the other ones which are also very old.
Like, probably it's the oldest.
The oldest. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember right now. Yeah.
Okay.